888-2280.
Welcome back to Get Down to Business. As we do every few weeks, we are talking with Andrea Storz, who is a career coach and counselor with ADMS, Inc. Andrea, welcome back to the program.
Hi, Shalom. How are you?
Fantastic. It's a beautiful Sunday. I can't complain.
Right.
That's wonderful. So, Andrea, I've got an interesting question for you. How do you stay positive in the difficult situation of a job search?
Okay. Well, it's kind of an oxymoron, but let's see if I can provide some information on this. You know, many of my clients are in the position of obviously being unemployed and underemployed, and the very first thing that I talk to them about is that if you're unemployed and you have all these gainfully employed people around you giving you this sage advice on how to get a job and what you should be doing and what you're doing wrong, doesn't always help. Sometimes it makes things a lot worse. And while your friends and your family mean well, there's no question about it, it's really not about them. But the truth is, people who do this, they have this need to fix it for you. They want to be the hero. They want to know that you're going to be on your way to a better life as a result of hopefully giving you some information. Again, doesn't always happen that way. And one thing you can do to prevent conflict, confrontation, bad feelings is to nip conversations like this in the bud and to simply say thank you. Thank you. It sounds like good advice. Let me think it over. And walk away with your head held up high, and the person truly trying to help you walks away feeling good. So it's a win-win situation, and it doesn't fall into that kind of angry, depressed state once you walk away from the conversation. So that's one thing, and I think a lot of people do experience that.
So, Andrea, a lot of groups are out there, support groups. I think they primarily call themselves a lot of support groups for job seekers. Is it helpful to go to those?
You know what? To make a blanket statement would be remiss. Here's my answer to something like that. Try it. Try it. You've got absolutely nothing to lose. You don't have to commit to anything. If it's not for you, if it's not hitting you in the right place, then you know that's one thing to cross off the list as something to try to make things a little bit better.
Sometimes I'm concerned that it sort of will bring people down just by bringing around.
It can.
Being around a bunch of people that are out of work. You need to focus on getting employed, not talking about what got you to being unemployed.
Look, it's like anything else. Sometimes you go to a party and it's great, and you come home and you say, whoa, it was such a great party, and other times you go and you want to shoot yourself for even having taken the time to get dressed to go. So, it's a crapshoot. It really is a crapshoot. But I will tell you this, the one thing that I think is truly important is setting a sense of routine. Do not get into the bad habits of waking up late or sleeping in the afternoon or finally doing that project that you let go for about 15 years and all of a sudden that has become the focus. Although, while I'm saying this, it's also a good thing to allow yourself a day off. It is a good thing not to look for a job 12 hours a day, every single day. It's just not realistic. But I strongly encourage people to set a sense of schedule, literally sitting down before you go to sleep and writing down every single thing you're going to do the next day, from setting your alarm at 7 o'clock, hitting that stupid snooze button 15 times, and then getting up, and then going for your walk, and then having a cup of coffee, and then having whatever it may be. Set the schedule. Give yourself a reasonable amount of time. Give yourself 2 hours to make those phone calls. Give yourself 3 hours to do the internet search.
So, Andrea, is it almost like looking for a job should be somebody's full-time job?
It is a full-time job, but you also have to be realistic. The truth is, Shalom, if someone wakes up and says, I'm going to send 30 resumes out today, I will tell you right now that you are setting yourself up for disappointment. The point is, if you select, for example, 5 to 6 positions that truly match your professional identity, that truly match your skill set, and you take the time to modify or massage the cover letter and the resume to truly fit the demands of the position, your chance of getting a call for an interview are improved. So that's a big, big deal. By the way, stretching your skills to a particular position when you know it's not realistic, it's not a great idea. And you're wasting time on something that's not going to really be realistic in the long run.
So know who you are, have yourself well-defined, and be able to articulate yourself, much like you are in business. In business, every day, I have to introduce myself.
Absolutely.
Make sure you can introduce yourself as well. Great advice. Andrea, we're running out of time. As always, you've got the best advice for the job search, for folks in transition. Great advice, how to stay positive in a difficult situation. But Andrea, how can people get a hold of you if they want to learn more?
They can call me directly at 847-917-4141, or they can email me at adms6135@aol.com.
847-917-4141. That's a number that, believe it or not, Andrea, I actually have memorized, because so often I am sending people your way. You've got the best advice, and we always appreciated it. We'll continue the conversation in the coming weeks.
It's a great show. I love being on it. You're helping hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of people. So
That's
thank you
awesome.
for including me.
Of course, Andrea, thanks so much. Get Down to Business is powered by Tandem HR, your solution center. You can find them at tandemhr.com or call 630-928-0510. And that phone number, one more time, is 630-928-0510. You can also email them, simplify@tandemhr.com. And after this short break, I'm going to be sharing some tips on how to pick promotional products. Every business is buying them. Every business is using them. You've probably received so many pens and pencils and erasers and rulers. But let's talk about what really, really works. I'm going to be sharing that advice in just a few moments. And you can always get on my website, shalomklein.com, to download podcasts from Get Down to Business and find out who's going to be on next week on this important program about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. That's right. You're listening to Get Down to Business, and I'm your host, Shalom Klein.
I'm Pete